Nearly 10 years ago, developers bought a lot of land in Bells Bend, about a mile from here, with the plan to intensely develop it. And the community here came together, and we knew that we couldn't say no to any development happening in our area, but also that we didn't want to just say yes and allow anything that comes along to happen here, because we value the rural character of this area. So what the community here did is came up with what they call the third vision, and this is a third option to make it a place where people living in Nashville can come to get out of the city for a while, to enjoy wildlife and to enjoy good food, fresh air, clean water, and the things that a city really needs. So starting organic farms was one of the ideas that the community came up with as a way in which we can shift future development towards sustainable developments. The farm here started 7 years ago, and like now, the area that we're in, Bells Bend and Scottsboro, a small community in rural northwest Davidson County, has been under a lot of pressure from developers who want to turn what you see around you, this beautiful farmland, into more subdivisions, into corporate campuses, into more strip malls and parking lots. It's important to keep this area an agricultural community because the city of Nashville actually needs that. We're not going to be able to get all of our food in the future, no matter if it's 10 years or 50 years or 100 years down the road, from out west in our country or from other countries or from China or wherever. We need to start focusing on the resources we have here, and Nashville needs to view areas like this as an asset to the city. In Bells Bend alone, there used to be 8 dairies that supplied Nashville with much of its milk. There were countless vegetable operations, orchards supplying Nashville with its food. And that's because this is some of the most fertile farmland, not just in Tennessee or not just in Nashville, but in our region. We have unique soil types that are perfect for the type of farming that we're doing here, and that's why people settled here. A study was done by a nonprofit group in Nashville a few years ago that showed that just in Davidson County, we have enough farmland, enough fertile farmland to feed everybody in Nashville, which seems like a huge idea. The thing to that is that almost all that land is right here in the northwest corner of Davidson County, where you have the communities of Bells Bend and Scottsboro, Whites Creek, and Jolton just down the road here. That is our future. We have to keep this area the way that it is so we can utilize this land to feed the people in Nashville down the road. Our farms are not certified organic by the USDA, but we do follow the organic guidelines, and we actually go beyond that. We don't use any organic certified pesticides or herbicides, fungicides, anything. We try to view our farm as a closed system as much as we can. So we try to import as little as possible in the form of fertility and feed and other things. We do have a herd of cattle that provide manure, which we compost for a season or two, and that's what's applied to our field for fertility. And that's the way people have been doing it for a really, really long time, and it works really well. We don't irrigate here, so it especially helps in times of drought, because all of that extra organic matter and all of that soil biology that's thriving, that humus helps hold in soil moisture and keeps our plants growing, even when we've had 2 months, more than 2 months of dry weather here in the summer. We've had neighbors who at first thought that we were going to fall on our face, and I mean, I wasn't sure either there for the first couple years, but eventually they saw what we were doing. They could see that it was a good thing and closer to how they used to farm growing up, and that we could actually make a living doing it. And I think that's helped a lot of people in this community coming around to realize that it's a good thing, because they can see out their backyard that that pasture can actually stay a pasture, can become a vegetable field or an orchard or whatever, and actually be viable and actually make money instead of having to sell your land to a developer to make money, where you're essentially selling out your whole community, because no one wants to live in a place like that. And that's why people start selling their land like that. It just goes like that because nobody wants to live next to that. So it's unfortunate, but that's how sprawl happens. And we're really trying to make this the destination, that this is important to the people of Nashville, this is important to the people in this community, and it's worth keeping, because once it's gone, it's gone. I hope that our neighbors in Nashville who are watching this can appreciate the beauty and the importance of having a piece of country so close to town. I mean, we're about 10 to 15 minutes from most Nashville neighborhoods, and to have something this special so close, I just hope that people can see that that's an asset and can actually stick up for us and help us protect this area for our current generation, so we can start building these farms up and start feeding people in Nashville, for ourselves, for our parents and our children, and for the future generations, because we want our grandkids to be able to have access to the same thing. So why would we destroy it just for some short-term and short-sighted profit and gain?